Hello, everybody. Today is May 26, 2015. It's a Tuesday. This is Brian McInerney, hydrologist with the National Weather Service. And what I thought we'd do is talk about the May rainfall and see how it's affected our water supply. Let's take a look at total precipitation from May 1st through May 25th. And you can see northern Utah is in that dark blue category for many of the snow producing areas. And that's about 5 to 6 inches of rain. When you look at the anomaly for that, we see we're in the range of maybe 2 to 300% over a great part of it, to 3 to 400% in some isolated areas. So that begs the question: a lot of rain, right? How did it help our runoff? And when we look at the comparison of snowpack and runoff, we'll start with the Logan River. And 2015 on the left graph is where we are with the snow now. 2011 is that red area. The average is in blue, and then when you look at the right side of the screen, that graphic is the actual river flows. So we've got snowpack on the left, runoff on the right, and we're both looking at the Logan area. And you can see 2015 was anemic compared to 2011 with snowpack. When you look at the actual river flows, you can see the volume of water coming out in 2011 was significantly larger than even the average, which is the combination of that red and blue areas on the graph. I mean, we had 1,620 CFS peaked at the Logan River, and so far this year we've managed to bring it up to 360 CFS, and that little bump is due to some of the rainfall that we've had. And that's going to show really throughout the remainder of these. The Weber River, we see more of the same. 2011, very large snowpack. 2015, small, not even close to average. And that's at the Chalk Creek number 1 snow tell. And then we look at the Weber near Oakley, and what we see in 2011 made it up to peak to 3,000 CFS. We're lucky if we've hit 500 this year, and it's still just trending down with the cold temperatures, and we've run out of snow. Provo River, more of the same. 2015 quite low, 2011 quite large on the snowpack. Runoff, it's very similar. Had an early bump up to maybe 800 CFS on the Provo, but now you see it dropped off with the colder temperatures and the snow lacking for this area. Little Cottonwood, more of the same. 2015, 2011, very big year. And the spikiness of the graph on Little Cottonwood, it's near the Jordan River in the urbanized area. You can see how it's spiky, and that's due to the urban runoff that's flowed into the river. It's very brief. It comes up, it jacks the river up to maybe 400 CFS, and then it goes right back down. So the volume of water that's moving through this system, even though it looks large with spikes, the volume is still very small. When you look at 2011, the volume under that graph is quite large. So let's take a look at the forecast for the effect of May precipitation, and we'll start with the Logan River. Here's our plot for the Logan River, the volume forecast by the CBRC starting in January. The middle square is what we look at for the 50th percentile. 10% is the top, and 90% is the bottom. And as we move through January, February, March, April, now we're into May. You see that bump after May, the 14% increase. And then you look at the observed flow. So theoretically, the observed flow by August 1st should horizontally meet with the forecasted last part of the May forecast, and even if they get into a June forecast. But suffice to say, we've seen a 14% increase at Logan due to the cooler, wet conditions during the month of May. When we look at the Weber River, we see a 24% increase at Oakley. But when you look at a percent, you might think that's a large increase. We were near minimum flows back down in 1934 where they were forecasting. So while we're not forecasting close to the record low, we've bumped it up 24%, but we're still nowhere near average or even the median. And, it's fairy tale land if we want to talk about the max we've ever seen. Provo River, a 12% increase going from what was 55,000 acre feet to 63,000 acre feet. It's a nice bump, but this is not going to bring us out of the drought. Now, one of the bigger areas I did see, which when you look at, even though these numbers are so small, it was 18.1 thousand acre feet, and we bumped this forecast up to 34,000 acre feet. It's a 47% increase. But when you look at this, we're still so low for Pineview. This is still a very low forecast and most likely observed runoff. When you look at the Colorado River, though, this is something I threw in there just to show if we had snow in the mountains, and if we had higher mountains where this precip would accumulate as snow, the forecast increased by 28% to 2.5 million acre feet near Colorado and Cisco as it comes into Utah. What it is now is 3.5 million acre feet, which is a large bump, and that's due to a good portion of Colorado already had snow. It enhanced the runoff, and it added more snow at this point. So you can see what a cold, wet spring will do to an area that already has snow. Unfortunately for us, we didn't have the snow. So there you have it. There's my contact information. Give me a call if I can do anything else for you guys. But that's the message right here. It was helpful, and really, as we discussed in some of our meetings, it's helpful that people aren't using the stored water. They're using rainwater for their irrigation during the month of May, which is very helpful. Give me a call if I can do anything, and we'll go from there. Thanks.